whenever it is not so Git version control system, right now we are discussing it. So Git version control system is distributed. It follows the distributed architecture. So distributed architecture is basically, so it's a, whenever you are working on your local machine, it's purely 100% it is independent. So whenever you want to collaborate your work or whenever you want to share your data with others, so then only it will work as a client architecture. So otherwise you are purely 100% independent on your work. So you don't depends on any other works. Okay. So we have seen how. So we'll go to the slides. Okay. So yesterday we have seen how to install the Git. So how can I install the Git? So yum install Git something if it is not there.
Yeah,
Yum
install
install
Git.
Git in the CentOS. So what it is saying, it is you need to be root to perform this command. So sudo -i
Sudo
is
minus
yum install Git. So yum install Git will install the Git. Yeah, so we have seen yesterday. So git-sem.com. So we can download it and then directly we can install it. Once we install it, we can get a Git bash. That Git bash can, using the Git bash, you can work in a Windows as a Linux like environment. So Git version control system, there are n number of Git version control systems are available in the market. GitXdev and then Git Cola and then Smart Git, Git extension, Git and then Giggle, Git, SourceTree. So Tata is Git, and then so there are so many Git flavors are available. So you can use any Git client. So but Git server is only one Git, and then so but flavors, the Git client flavors are n number of flavors are there. You can use any flavor like GitXdev, Git extension, Smart Git, Git Cola, Git, Giggle, Git, SourceTree. So all these flavors are so very similar only, but it's basically they have some improvement on the graphical user interface side. So these things we'll discuss it later. So right now we are discussing about the Git basic functionality. So okay, so what it is saying, so could not. So I'm opening other terminal. So, so I I and then git hyphen version. Yeah, it is installed. So another machine. Yeah, it has some problems. Okay, see later. Okay. So okay. So git version. So we have seen git version, and then we created git event git repository yesterday. So where we created git repository and in area where we created git repository yesterday slash minus name and then log it
Dot git.
log slash log it uh, yeah cd root and then so we created a dot git. This one is we made it as a dot git. Yeah, so this is we made it as a repository. So here we have seen yesterday some of the commands like git add and then git commit. So what is doing so before that what we have to do is git. So what is the first command? What is the first command? So if you want to create a repository, so what is the command to create a repository? Git init. So git init is to create a repository. Once you say the git init, what will happen? It will create a .git folder. .git folder is nothing but it's a database for the git repository. So once that .git folder is created, then so you have to move everything, whatever the data is there in your local machine. So you have to move to the that data to the so .git folder. So but straight away we will not move it. So it is we will move to the data in the form of objects because so whenever we are moving the data from the local machine to the git database, so we have some operations known as a git add and then git commit. So if you say git add, what will happen? It will go to the .git slash index folder, and then if you say git commit, then it will go to the .git .git objects. Okay. So before that, git status. Yeah. So right now, so still these are the basically threads. That means untracked files. That means what I have to do is I have to do git add and then dot and then git. So status again. Let us see status again. So green. It became a green now. Again git. Now I have to say git commit. Okay. So add everything and git status. So git status while saying on branch master, so nothing to commit. On branch master, nothing to commit. Working directory is very clean, and we have already created branches as well. So git branch, how to create branch? Git branch, dev, and then git branch stage, git branch test. So git branch prod. So you can create a number of branches here. So if you want to see the branch, git branch, and if you want to see complete branches, git branch minus a. So git branch minus a. So we'll also display the complete 100 what are the branches are available in your system local machine. It will show complete branches. So star and then green means you are right now you are under the master branch. Right now you are under the master branch. So now we will move to the how if you want to go to the other branch, how you can go to the other branch. So suppose if I want to go to the git check out dev
Yeah.
branch. I want to move to the dev branch, so I switch it to the dev branch. So then what happened then? So here, so these are the files. I'll create a something touch. How can I create the file? Touch dev.txt. So then git status. So git add git commit -m
Mm.
adding dev.txt file in dev branch. Okay. So git status. Yeah. So now I want to move to git checkout from test branch. Move to the test branch. So switch it to the branch test. Now I will see the status. What is the status is there here. So everything is clean. Okay. So now everything is clean. Then so what I will do is I will touch here test.txt test branch. Okay. So git status and then git add and then git commit -m adding test.txt in test branch. Okay, git status. So everything should be clean before moving out of the branch. So now git checkout stage. Okay, move to the staging branch. So here I'll touch stage.txt. So then git status. So git add and then git commit -m adding stage.txt file in stage branch. Okay, so git status. So if you clean and then git checkout prod branch. Okay, yeah, so git status again you have to check it here first and then so touch prod.txt. Okay, so git add, so git status, so git commit -m adding prod.txt file in prod branch, right? So git status, you see git status, nothing is clean. So now if I see right now I am in prod branch. So right now I'll go to the move to the main branch. So if I see git branch, okay, so prod branch, prod is star and then it is green. So git checkout. So my main branch is what? Master branch. So by default I want to go to the master branch. Git branch is star. Star is a right now master branch. It is in alphabetical order. Dev M P S T. Okay, so dev branch is first, and then master branch is second, and then prod branch is third, and then stage is fourth, and then test is fifth. Okay, so now I want to merge each and everything, whatever the branches, other branches data is there, I want to merge it. So right now only I don't have a dev.txt in these files. So what I have to do is git merge dev, git merge dev. So what it is there? Now git status. So if I say git status is fine, and then ls is what? Dev.txt is there. If you see the file, dev.txt is right now it is there in my local machine, local directories, which is branch. Okay, so you are able to see, right? So here I don't have a dev.txt here. So here if you see here there is a dev.txt is there. So again same thing, I will merge other branch, git merge and then stage. Yeah, yeah, please, it is asking something comment, so we'll comment it. So what it is saying, it is git status, so everything is clean, and ls, if I say ls, so stage.txt also came. Okay, So stage that if you see here dev.txt, I merged dev.txt, I merged state.txt. So now I'll merge test. So you have to commit message. Okay, git status, everything is cut here, and then if you see here text.txt also came. So that same way you can merge it, git merge prod.txt, sorry, prod branch, and then so if you save it here, and then if you see git status, so nothing is clear. If you say ls, so prod.txt also came. Okay, so if you see all these files, so you can easily merge the files compared to other version control system. So in other version control system, so basically it is very difficult to add adding all this kind of stuff. So while branching and merging is somewhat difficult. So you have to compare the files in you have to compare the files. Something if you are trying to merge the file, so it will say that already file exists. Something if you are creating the file, also it will say that file already exists. There are so many things are there. Are there. So, but here, so you are purely 100% independent. So you can do whatever you want. You can do it. You can add any file you want it. You can create any branch. You can create it. So there is no dependency on others. Okay. So there is no dependency on others. Simply you, simply you are independent. So you can do n number of operations, whatever you like it and whatever you want to do it. So whatever it allows it. So whatever it virtually continuous command allows it. So you do all the operations without any interruption from others, without any interruption or any problems with others. So you can do n number of. So there is no, I don't have any server communication here. So if you see here, so in other version control system like SVN or any other version control system, SVN or PVCS or CVS or ClearCase or you take any other version control system, what will happen? So you have to for each and every operation like git add something. If you want to add a file, if you want to commit the file, so you have to 100% you have to depends on the server. So because you have to something if you are adding the file, it has to go to the server. Something if you are getting the file, you have to get from the server. Something if you want to update the file, you have to get the file from the server, and then you have to update it, and then you have to again you have to check into the file to the server. So these are all things we have to do it in other version control system. But here I don't want to. I cannot do any other. So any other operation, any other dependency on either server or in a server or someone else. So because because I have a complete local database is there. Whatever I am storing here, so it is storing in my local database. There is something .git is there. So if you see the .git, so each and everything will be storing here. Here it is not storing any server, something logs, objects. So whatever after commit, so each and every commit will be stored into the object. Each and every commit, and then each and every like file creation and directory creation and everything will be storing inside the objects. So when I say git add, what will happen? Git add will add to the index. So we have seen yesterday. So something index is intermediate state, like index is intermediate state, index stage or cache memory. We can call it as a cache memory or index or stage. So whenever if you say git add, it will go to the index or cache memory or stage memory. If you say from there, if you say git commit, then it will go to, then it will store it as a object. Sorry, object in the object stored as an object in the objects folder. Okay, so that is the I think this is the basic power of your Git version control system. So yeah, so right now we are coming from the bottom up approach. That means I have a Git client. I install everything in Git client, and then so I am doing. So this is Linux machine, Windows machine. Yesterday we have already seen it. So Windows machine, how can I do it? So git bash. So once git is installed in our local machine, so git bash will be installed. So in git bash, you can go to the any other folder and you say git init, then it will create a git.
I think we didn't see in Windows machine,
Once
right?
it will become a git repository, then you say git add and then git commit, and then you do all the operations without any dependency on anyone else. So because it is basically you are pure local, 100% you are independent. So that is a distributed. So that is the advantage of the distributed architecture. So purely you are 100% purely independent from anyone else in the world. So why? Because you have a local database. So in other version of your system, you don't have that concept. You don't have a local database. So something network is gone. So everything data is there in my local machine. Something is happened, server is crashed. So whatever the data is there in the server, so it is everything is there in my local machine. Okay, so that is the nature of the distributed architecture. So we go to the GitHub and then so we'll create a
రాబర్ట్ గారు ఇప్పుడు ఈ గిట్ బాష్ లో కంప్లీట్ గా లినక్స్ కమాండ్స్ అన్ని ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతాయా లినక్స్ లాగా? హలో,
so
Linux machine
github.com is here. So you have to register here. Please register today. So without miss. So github.com. So you have, if you don't register, please register it. So if you already registered, it is okay. So in github.com, so you have to register it. So you just register it like so you have to register like this. So you have to give a username and then you have to give your email address and then as well as a password. So pick a username and then email address and then password. Okay, so email username and then email address and then password. Once you give the username and then email address and then password, so then it will, if you sign up for the GitHub, then it will go there. It will your whatever the credentials, it will go to, it will come to your email and then once you confirm it, then it will be registered. So once it is done, so you have to sign in. Sign in is like, once you sign in, then it will be come like this. So okay, so it will come like this. So we can create a whatever the repository we want. So we right now we have a AWS DevOps. We created AWS DevOps. Something if you want to create any other, uh, uh, so I'll create a new repository if you want. So just if you want to create a new repository, so what you have to do, you have to create a just plus symbol here. So just create a plus symbol and then new repository. So we need not to do any other thing. So just new repository, like, so I'll create something shell scripting repository, and then so you can create a public as well as a private if you want to create a private. So it will ask that, so private is something, it will ask the credit card details and all. Okay, so if it is a public and then it will public, then it won't ask anything. Okay, so then initialize with the repository with the readme file, something readme file will come. So if we create a repository, so repository is created. Okay, shell scripting repository is created. Getting right? Yeah, shell scripting repository is created. So yeah.
అంటే ఇప్పుడు గిట్ హబ్ అనేది 2 kinds అండి. వన్ ఈస్ త్రూ ఇంటర్నెట్ అండ్ వన్ ఈస్ లైక్ స్టాండ్ అలోన్ విచ్ వీ కెన్ డూ ఇట్ ఇన్ అవర్ లోకల్ మెషిన్.
Okay, so
Hello.
Something we created a repository, shell scripting repository, so that anybody can create a repository, public repositories, private repository. So right now companies will create a private repository. So companies, let us assume that, so earlier there is no concept of creating the repository in the internet. So that is the power of the GitHub. So anybody, even companies also can store the data in the internet itself. So they create a repository in the private repository and then they'll provide something, credit card and everything, the details to them, and then they'll get it from them, and then so they'll use the repository so with some credentials. Okay, so that's the way we can use it, the use in the GitHub repositories. Once that GitHub repository is created, so right now let us say we created a GitHub repository is there, and then so I have a local data in my local machine, so I want to move the entire data to the local that machine. Okay, let me find. So I have some SH files, so I want to move these SH files to uh, okay, anyways, yeah, so here, so I have a, right now I am in .git folder. So of course I have something SH files are there, so I have something yeah, chef repo files and everything is there. So yeah, so I want to move this entire data to the cell scripting, so which I have created the, okay, which I have created right now, so cell scripting. So I want to create send entire complete data to this place. How can I move it? So this is the very important task. And then suppose if you want to move entire your data, local data, to the GitHub repository, yeah, you can do it in this way. So right now also we have to create a concepts. We have to create a, there is something git remote add. So there is a command called git remote add. So we have to say git remote add, and then so yeah, git remote add, and then you just give the URL of this one. So if you want to get the URL, so you can get the URL from this place. So how can I get the URL? Clone or download. So if you just click the clone or download, so you will get the URL, either Git and GitHub protocol, or you can go to the SSH also. So where is this? Use HTTPS. So you can go to the HTTPS protocol also. You just click this one, copy to clipboard, and then you can easily copy this data. So here, so we have to say git remote add, and then so give something name. So what is the name like? So we want to give something shell scripting, shell scripting, whatever the name is. It is just name our convenience, shell repo, it is our convenience, and then so we will do the repository URL. So git remote add, and then shell repo, and then HTTPS, and then so GitHub so URL. So now git remote, if you want to see that it is added or not, git remote v, yeah, it is added. So then what we have to do is, so we have to push our data. So we are yesterday, as discussed yesterday, something, if you want to add your local data, so local machine, local repository, like local repository, what you are saying, we have to say git add and then git commit. Something if you want to add, if you want to get the data from the server, if you want to get the data from the server, or if you want to add the data into the server, so we have to use the called push and pull mechanism. Push and pull. So getting the data from pulling the data from the GitHub server, and then pushing the data to the GitHub server. So we have to use that concept. So push and then pull. So right now I'll say git and then push, git push, and then repository name shell repo. So what it is saying?
టైం ఉంటుందా?
Yeah. So git shell repo, you have to give the master git push shell repo, and then master. username, password. Failed to put some brief of shell scripting.git. So updates were rejected because the remote contains work that what you do not have. This is usually caused by another repository pushing to the submit. If you have to say git pull, okay. So git and then pull the data, git pull into the repository shell repo, and then branch is master.
రాబర్ట్ గారు ఒకసారి అసలు ఇప్పుడు ఒకసారి ఏం చేస్తున్నాం ఒకసారి క్లియర్ గా
So now
చెప్పారా?
git
ఇప్పుడు పుష్ పుల్
status.
కమాండ్స్ ఎందుకు యూజ్ చేస్తాము?
Yeah. So git push and then shell repo master.
హలో రాబర్ట్ గారు, హలో. హలో.
Okay, so git status. So if you see here right now, if you refresh it, so you get the entire data. So we got the .sh and then chef repo, and then so you are not audible here. Just type the message, okay? So Sravanti, you can just type the message whatever you are getting doubts. Yeah, message means. Yeah, so okay, so what we are discussing right now. So right now we created a repository. We have created repository, a GitHub repository, Git repository, as well as a GitHub repository. Okay. Okay. So Git repository. Steps. What is the steps one? Step one is git init. If you say git init, so one, it's a git init. So it's created a repository, and then so git add, so git status, and then git add, and then fourth git commit. And it means I'm adding all the files, whatever this is just comment, whatever the message comment. Okay, so that means files are added. So git repository is a git init, and then creating the repository, and then git status, seeing the status, and then git add dot, it's moving all the files to the uh, index folder, and then git commit, it is adding files to the objects folder. So okay, so then what happened? So what we did is, so we created a GitHub repository. So everything is done. So then we added GitHub repository. So we created a branch, of course. Yeah. So second we created a branches, Git branches. So we are steps. So one way is git. So to see all the branches, git branch. Okay. So to create a branch, and then git branch dev, and then so git branch stage, and git branch so test, and then so git git branch. So we prod. So for each and every branch we move to the git checkout dev, and then so what we said, git add touch dev.txt, and then git add git commit adding dev.txt and dev branch. Okay, so this is what we did. So we did this for all the branches. Okay, okay, so we did for testing test. Stage. Okay, so we did all these steps. So uh, so git prod, and then so we added all this prod, and then so what happened next step, what we did. Okay, so once it is done, so what we did, we just git checkout and then git merge dev stage, and then test, and then prod. So we did all these steps, and then git merge okay, git merge. So git merge prod, git merge stage, and then so prod, so dev stage and prod. So before that we have to move to the git checkout master. Okay, so git checkout master, and then so we can do all the git merge, and then git 7, so let us say 7th point, and move to the. So once it is done, what we have done it, so created we created a GitHub account. So we have created GitHub account. So GitHub account and sign in the account, and created a GitHub repository. Yeah, so 7th point, what will happen in 7th point is git checkout master, right? Git checkout master will go to the git git master branch, and then git merge dev, git merge stage, and git merge test, and all the files, whatever the files are there in the dev stage, and then test and production branch, all files will come to the master branch. All files will be merged to the master branch. Okay, so git checkout master. Once we say the git checkout master, git merge, dev, git merge, stage, git merge, test, git merge, production, all the files will be merged to the master branch, whatever there in the dev, stage, test, and production. Okay, so then we have created a GitHub account and then sign in the account and then created a GitHub repository. So once we created the GitHub repository, so how we created the repository, either we can create a plus symbol and then you just create a plus symbol, and then so it will just creating for the repository, and then you have to select select public repository, and then you have to select initialize with readme, and then once it is done, so it will create some, give something name, it will create a repository. So once the creation of repository is done, so whatever the data you have created in the in your machine, so you have to move the data to the uh, so whatever the repository you have created. So what is the first command? First command is git remote add, and then give some name, like we have created shell repo name, and then so give the URL. So how can I get the URL? You can get the URL by clone in desktop, clone or clone something, you will get like this. So clone or download. So if you just click it, clone or download, you will get the URL. So just click the URL and then so copy the URL of the repository. Okay, once it is done, so 10th step is done. So what will happen? It will add a shell repo. This entire repository will become a shell repo in your local machine. So just check that whether it is added or not. Remote -v to check whether remote repository is there or not. Not yet. So asking something. Yeah. Shell repo is just represents you can say alias name or synonym or whatever the name for the shell repository. So in my local machine, so this is my repository actually. Shell scripting is a repository. So this repository is contains this URL. Okay. So this URL I am just in my local machine. I am just I am just taking that entire repository as a I am just adding that repository as shell repo in my local machine, just identification purpose. I can give any name this one. Okay, I can give any name. So whatever, not only this one, this name any name like A, B, C or whatever the name I need. So I can give this name. It is just denoting. It is just representing the shell scripting URL. So getting right. So it is just representing the GitHub URL. So once it is getting the URL, so what will happen? Uh, so you have to say git remote u, and then if you say the push repo master, so you have to push the repo master, and then first of all you have to pull repo master, and then you have to say we are copying the GitHub shell scripting into local Git repository. Yeah. So that's we are doing it. Yeah. So as we discussed it, so right now we did git remote add and then shell repo. So before that, so 12th point is, so we have to get the data from the before something. If you want to push the data, any data to from your local machine to the remote repository, what you have to do is, so you have to get the data from the remote repository. So how do you get it? So getting the data from the remote repository, and then so I think we discussed this one. Okay. Okay, somewhere it is. I think we discussed that. You remember? It's a push and pull. So if you remember push and pull, I think we already discussed it. Whenever it is interactive with the server, so something GitHub server, so you have to use a push and then pull mechanism. Yeah. Anyway, so we'll. Yeah. So here git remote hyphen v. So it is basically to check the repositories, whatever the repositories are there. So he can push the data. So if you try to push the data, so what will happen if you say git push? So it will say that already some data is there in the GitHub remote repository. You just get the data and then pull and then push only. Yeah, so I'll write it. Okay, no problem, not worry. So here we have to say git. First of all, you have to say git pull the data, git pull, and then repository name, shell repo, and then so master. This is my master branch. So something, if you have a number of branches, you can give any branch here. So once you say the git pull shell repo and master, then whatever the data is there from the master, so it will come to your local machine. So if you want, we can just do it again. So not that doesn't create a problem. Git pull, and then suppose if you add in it something data, if you want to add it here, I'll create a new file. Okay, I'll upload a file. So I'll upload a file here. So 7th July and 7th July class, I'll upload it. July class also I'll upload it. Okay. So Java path settings also I'll upload it. Yeah. So these are the files I am uploading it right now. So what I'll say it, I'll adding all these files here, adding all files, adding Java path, and then 7th July class, as well as July files. Yeah. So let it be. So commit changes. Yeah. Okay, so these files are added to the branch, added to the main repository. So what I am doing right now here, so I'll just git pull and then shell repo and then master. So what's happening? So if you see here, 7th July class.text, and then 7th July test, and then Java path settings also came. Okay, so now what I will do is I will push the data, something if I want to add. Here also I will add some files. Okay, so here I will add something, touch test shell script.sh. So vi shell script.sh, and then so I'll write something. Okay, do bash. Okay, number number 0, and then echo number here. This is an function. Okay, so I just created one function here. Okay, so yeah, so just I'm creating one script here, and then so what is saying git status. So git add git status, and then git commit minus n adding shell script shell script.sh. Okay, so git status. So now what I have to do is I have to push it, git push, and then repository name is shell repo, and then so what is the branch? Master branch. So strmtl, and then my mail ID and my password. So immediately it will is push it to the master. So if you say git status, so if you see here, so then so whatever the shell script sh file should come here. Yeah, so already 7th July these files are there, and then so I have to refresh it. I have to refresh it. So once the refresh is done, so you have to shell script.sh. Yeah, so I think you got right now. So still, if you have any questions, yeah, still we will work on it. No, don't worry about it. Still, git full shell repo master, and then so last one is git push something. If you want to add anything, you can add it, and repo, and then master. So instead of the master, if you have any other branch, so that also you can give it. So without any problems. Getting it, whatever we learned today. So today we learned about how to create a repository in the Git local Git using the Git client, and then so we create how we can see how to create a repository in the GitHub, and so we added a number of branches in the Git client, and then so we added the data in the n number of branches, and then we merged entire data into the Git so master, and then so once it is done, so what will happen? So we'll push all the data to the remote repository that we have created in the GitHub repository. So GitHub repository, how can we create it? Git pull. First of all, we have to pull the data from the. First of all, we have to create a git remote add. So git remote add. We have to say git remote add, and then give some name, repository name, and then so URL of the repository, and then after that you have to just see the git remote minus v whether it is there or not, and then that's just for checking the purpose, and then so git pull, and then repository, and then branch name, and then git push, and then repository name and branch name, git pull repository name master, and then git pull repository name master. So this is very important. I hope you understand, right, Sravanti? Yeah, so very good, thank you. So still if you have any questions, no problems, we'll keep on discussing these things, and we'll add in these files. So but this is very important. So see sure, yeah. So but see how it is this much easy. So it is not this much easy. So for other version control system. So if you want to do these all this setup in other version control system, it's very difficult task. Very daunting task, you can say. It's a very difficult task. So if you compare with other version control system, how it is easy, you can see. So whatever the data you can plug in, you can play with the data. So you just whatever the data you have, you push it to the server, and then so whatever the data is there in the server, from you can take the local machine. Uh, yeah, so we can take it. So that's up to you. If you it depends on your interest. So if you are interested, and then yeah, I'll take it on the weekend as well. Okay, so yeah, so today we'll wind up the class, and then so anyway, so what my suggestion is, so just we already created one repository that's yeah, still I think we didn't come to that concept, so we'll come to that also. So we will so basically we fork it, and then fork concept also we didn't come to that, and I'll upload all the files yesterday's and the files, and then so just please go through it, and then so so let me know if you have any questions. This is our repository. AWS DevOps is our repository. So please play with that, and then so just use the data and whatever it is there. So because on a daily basis we are adding the files into this file. Okay. So I'll add today's files also. Okay. Today's files also already. So don't worry if you don't understand. Also we discuss keep on, and so thing is you have to understand. So that's the main mode of this class. Okay, so add it to our repository. How we can use the repository also, we see how. So the same way, so this is a very simple one. Right now, whatever idea I explained, in your local machine, you just create a Git repository and then Git remote add and then give some name and then Git pull. If you say Git pull and then you get the entire AWS DevOps data. So in your local machine, something if you want to update, you can update and then pull it. Okay. Okay, so it's
Hello.
so yeah. Let me know if you have any questions, and then otherwise we'll wind up today. So okay.
Yeah. Okay. Nandini.
So yeah, thank you. Nice talking. So nice talking. We'll wind up this class. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks.